compound interest. So let's just kind of go over, say, an example just to see this. So say you have a loan that is, right, $1,000 that has 1% annual interest, right? And so after a year, this is a loan. After 1 year, then there is $10 of interest. So then what happens is then you add that to the $1,000. So then you go $10 plus $1,000 right after that 1 year, and we just get, right, $1,010. So then after the second year, you're going to get interest on this, right? It's not the initial amount, it's off this with the interest already. So then you would have, right, there is $10.10 of interest. So then you add that to this amount. So then you would go $10.10 plus $1,000 and $10. So what does that equal, right? Well, you would get $1,020.10. So after, right, 2 years, you would have $20.10 on it. And this would continue. So you're compounding, right, on top of your interest that you accumulate. So this could work for you or it could work against you, right? Depending if you have, right, an investment or if it's like a loan you have to pay back. And so another way to actually calculate this, rather than going like this, because this was a lot more straightforward, is we have an equation. So A is going to be the amount. So this could be, right, in terms of like a loan or an investment, right? And P is going to be our principal. Then we're going to go to rate, which is R, and this is going to be in decimal form. So we're going to change, like, say, 1%, change it to 0.01, right? And then, now N is the number of times interest is compounded per unit of T. So the number of times they could be compounded, like say in a year, could be just, right, e.g. So if it's annually, it could be like 1. If it's quarterly, it's 4. Or it could be like daily, where it's 365 times, right? And then RT is our time. Example 1. A person takes out a bank loan for $12,500 at a rate of 5.2% interest compounded quarterly. If the bank loan is paid in full in 7 years, what is the balance owed? So remember, this is quarterly. So let's go ahead and look at this. So remember, we have our equation, right? So let's go ahead and start to fill this out. So our P is going to be 12,500, right? Then we have our rate, remember, which is in decimals. We just go ahead and divide that by 100. So we get 0.052. Now our N, right, very important, is that it says quarterly. So that's going to be 4 times. It's going to be compounded, right, per unit of our T. And so our actual T is going to be 7. So let's go ahead and fill this in now. So let's actually get our calculators out. So let's go ahead and fill this in, right? So we have, this is my scientific calculator that I just get online, and it's free and it's a great resource, right? So I can just write it as is, and then I have a fraction, I'm just going to go, and then you can just go division, right? So that shows you, right, whatever you take that by. And then it's going to be 4 right on the bottom. And then we're going to move over. We're going to close this. Then we're going to go up here, right? You see this? And I'm going to go 4. And I'm going to put 7. And what do we get? Right? Well, we get 17,946 and 28 cents. So we did our calculation, right? It just calculates for you. It's really nice. You don't have to press enter. But if you did, that's what it would look like, right? It just submits it as a whole line. So let's go ahead and write that. 17,946 and 28 cents. Now let's go ahead and look at the second example. So example 2, a person invests for $7,250 in an account that gets 3.8% interest compounded monthly. So how much will the person have in the account after 10 years? So let's go ahead and rewrite these in terms of like our P, which is 7,250. Now let's look at our rate, right, which is 3.8%, and that's in decimal form we need. So 0.038, right? And then N is going to be compounded monthly. Well, if it's compounded monthly, how many months are there in a year? There's 12. And then our T, our time, is 10 years. So let's go ahead and fill this in. And then let's go ahead and get the calculator out. Remember, and then you just go division, and then it shows you the fraction right there. Put it over 12. We move over with this little line, close the bracket, do this exponent. And now we have 12, and then we have 10, and we get, right, we get $10,595.20. So let's go ahead and put that in. So that would be how much you would have after 10 years.